All right, welcome back, Truth Seeker. Going to talk about the 2021 NFL playoffs. And before we get into this, if you're new here, I want you to ask, do you know anyone else who's 10-0 with their picks in the playoffs right now? Because we are in the Gematria community, and year after year, we dominate sports, and we show how it's all rigged by a very simple code that you could teach to truly a 5, 6, 7-year-old. And just to revisit the games and give a free lesson here, again, the Bills and the Colts game. This game was played January 9th, 2021. And that was a date with 15 numerology. If you had 1 plus 9 plus 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 1, it equals 15. And in this game, Josh Allen got his 15th career home win, and the Bills got their 15th playoff win all-time as a franchise. They did it on a 15-date numerology, and what's always a really promising sign is when a team has the right numbers to pick up the win or loss against, and it coincides with the date numerology. Now, if you've been following me since 2013, we've known two ciphers since 2013, the alphabetic order and the alphabetic order with rules numerology, and that's where Colts equals 15. Just to make sure you understand what we're doing here, these are the original two ciphers. It was in about the end of 2016 where we discovered reverse gematria and we realized it was relevant as well. But out of these four ciphers, the one that's considered the most important is the alphabetic order with the rules numerology, where Colts is 15. So we'll just go from left to right. Colts is 69 when you just turn the letters of the alphabet into numbers. A becomes 1, B becomes 2, C becomes 3, D becomes 4, E becomes 5, up to Z, the 26th letter, becomes 26. The blue cipher, you're using the alphabetic order, but where it changes, notice A through I, the first 9 letters are 1 through 9. Where it changes is J. J is the 10th letter. The numerology of 10 is 1 plus 0 is 1. K, the 11th letter, is 1 plus 1 is 2. L, the 12th letter, is 1 plus 2 is 3. So you're just turning the letter into a single-digit number. That's why Z, the 26th letter, is 8. 2 plus 6 is 8. Y, the 25th letter, is 7 because 2 plus 5 is 7. So I think you get the point. Around the end of 2016, we realized that when we ran the alphabetic order in reverse, we were seeing like, wow, this is super relevant as well. All this time they've been doing this too. And again, you're just turning Z into 1, counting backwards to A is 26, and of course the last cipher is the reverse alphabetic order with the rules numerology. So you'll notice Buffalo did win that game. The 15s came through, and Buffalo won with 27 points. And again, when you learn these ciphers, you see how relevant they are. If you go back and watch Phillip Rivers' last drive against Buffalo in that game, right when they first went on the field, they put up the stat on the screen. Phillip Rivers has 36 game-winning drives in his career, and you can know right there, when they do that stuff in real time, the numbers are not lying to you. Buffalo's 36, you just knew he wasn't going to have a game-winning drive. And if you go back and watch that drive, it's hard to believe Phillip Rivers was an NFL quarterback on that drive because he threw some ugly, ugly passes that the receiver had zero chance at catching, and that's not by accident, because these guys are paid the big bucks to play in the rigged games to make sure the house wins continually in Vegas. So Buffalo wins with 27 points, symbolic number, and, they pick up the 15th win. For one more point, Bills equals 54. It also equals 36 like Buffalo. And you'll notice up here, the stats are not correct because the stats for the home and away and overall are only for the regular season, so you had to add on the playoff stats. But the Colts ultimately became 5-4 away for the season in this game, losing to the Bills, so that was another thing that was there. There was one more thing for the Bills in this game that was really good too. This was the wild card round, and wild card equals 38 in the most pure cipher. The Bills got their 38th win all-time as a franchise over the Colts, and again, they got their 15th playoff win as well. Now, notice how wild card is 52 as well, right? I want you to see something. Los Angeles Rams is also 52, and what happened in this game, and again, you can verify all this stuff here. I'll just show you right here. I'm going to pull up Russell Wilson's stats and show you his stats right now. Russell Wilson in this game picked up his 52nd career loss. So hold on, where's Russell Wilson at? Russell Wilson got his 52nd career loss in this game, but not only that, in the postseason, he became 5-2 at home. He became 5-2 at home, which is, when you read these numbers, that's just like 52. So this was a great value game because the Rams were dogs on the road, And I remember there was a headline before the game. Let me see if I remember how they emphasized it. I think it said ready to play. It was. There was a headline about Goff, because Goff was supposedly a game-time decision. His thumb was supposedly hurt. But the headline had the words emphasized, ready to play for Goff. And it was just another 52 indicator. And notice it's also 142 like wild card. But really it was the 52 thing here that mattered. So the Seahawks, Russell Wilson gets his 52nd career loss in the wild card to the Los Angeles Rams and falls to 5-2 at home in the postseason. And you see how the Rams won with 30 points? Again, this stuff's just clockwork, week after week. Rams 30. So that was that. We had two nice wild card riddles right there. You know, those games looked good and they came right through. You know, Bucks were big favorites over Washington, but by the Bucks winning this game, they became 7-9 all-time as a franchise in the postseason. Tampa Bay 79. And I want to say they became 2-5 in the wild card round, if I remember correctly, too. I do believe that's correct. They became 2-5 in the wild card, also 7-9 in the playoffs all time. So just nice, straightforward playoff riddle. Brady got his 31st career playoff win in this game and won with 31 points. The Ravens and Titans game. Lamar Jackson. This game was on a 16-date numerology. Lamar Jackson got his 16th career away win in this game on the 16-date numerology, because, again, the day before was 15-date numerology, right? This date had 16-date. And if I remember right, the Ravens got their 16th postseason win in this game. Yeah, so the Ravens got their 16th postseason win. Lamar Jackson got his 16th career away win. And, again, you can verify all this stuff. You just come to QB Football Database. You can look up these guys' stats. Jackson picked up the 16th career away win. And, man, there's one other thing I'm forgetting. Tannehill had something going against him in this game. But the 16s looked real nice for the Ravens. And the other thing was the Titans. They became 5-4 at home for the season. Again, regular season plus postseason. Tennessee Titans is 54 in the most pure cipher. And remember, last year they were right there in the AFC Championship battling with the Chiefs to make it to Super Bowl 54. And a lot of people in our community were torn last year on that game, but ultimately I like the Chiefs because before the season began, ESPN's feature story before the season began was Year of the Black Quarterback with a picture of Patrick Mahomes. And a lot of times they're just handing this stuff out to you. The Saints game, Drew Brees became 9-8 in the postseason. And if you write out New Orleans Saints, it's 98. And like we said, it looked like Brees will win here, so it sets up the match with Brady next week. And then he can fall to 9-9 the next week, which he did. Drew Brees, 99. Where's the number 9? And this game, what was crazy about this game, it was on the 85th day of Mike Ditka's age. Again, this is how scripted it all is. For those who don't know, National Football League equals 85 in the most pure cipher. The National Football League was born in Chicago. And, of course, Mike Ditka coached the Chicago Bears when they won their only Super Bowl in the 85 season. Beat the Patriots that year. They beat the Patriots that year with the revolutionary 4-6 defense. Chicago 46. They won 46-10 with the revolutionary 4-6. And there's another part to that I'm forgetting right now. But anyway, Ditka also coached the Saints. So the 85th day of his age, Bears season comes to an end. The Bears also became 5-4 away. 5-4 away by losing that game. New Orleans 54. And the Browns, the next game, they got their 26th postseason win all time. No, I take it back. That's not right. The Browns got their first postseason win in 26 years, and the Steelers got their 26th postseason loss all time. That matters because this is the 101st season, and 101's the 26th prime. Just like how the year that the Eagles won the Super Bowl, we saw early in that season why the Eagles would start 10-1 because Philadelphia is 101, Flag's 26, the egg was sown in Philly. We saw the ritual they did that year, and we said, there's your Super Bowl. Eagles versus Patriots. Watch for the Eagles to start 10-1. Clockwork. But in the game where Maurice Pouncey snapped the ball off the moon and then it fumbled into the end zone and then they forgot to pick up the ball or knock it through the back of the end zone and the Browns got a touchdown on the first play. Again, just straight mockery. Just straight mockery how rigged these games are. It's worse than the WWE. And So anyway, the Steelers got their 26th postseason loss, and the Browns got their first playoff win in 26 years. And of course, they set everybody up for failure, right? Because the story was several Browns players were out with the COVID, and the coach was out with the COVID. And again, none of this matters. It's all rigged. Doesn't matter. You know, you could have the Bad News Bears filling in, and a guy who's never coached a football game in his life, and they're still going to win if that's the script, because these games are scripted. You see how there was 85 points in this game? National Football League, 85 in the most pure cipher. You know, a real NFL classic. Again, first snap in the history of the NFL to bounce off the moon. If you haven't seen the highlight, go check it out. You won't regret it. And, of course, Cleveland won with 48 points. You know, keeping it true to form. Cleveland 48. So... It's not every single game that team will score the points that correspond with the team, but like this game, a difference of 12 points. Saints and Chicago are both 37, the 12th prime. Drew Brees was on his way to play number 12, Tom Brady. There might have been more to it, too, that I was missing. You know, the Ravens beat the Titans with 20 points, you know, on the Titans field. Titans 20 in the most pure cipher. More often than not, the scores are the teams or representative of the teams. So, you know, we killed the wild card round. And just to be totally forthcoming, we expected the Saints to beat the Bears, but I recommended people do a $5 parlay just in case the Bears upset the Saints with the rest of these games, because that $5 parlay would have paid a whole lot of money. Bears were the biggest dogs of wild card weekend. And to me, it's worth taking a $5 risk on an unlikely outcome, because had that hit, you know, your $5 would have been, you know, like $200. So to me, it's okay to spend $5 on that. The one thing that could have gone in the favor of the Bears, which we explained was very unlikely, was that the Saints quarterback, Drew Brees, could have got his 55th career loss all time. And Chicago Bears is the only team in the league that has Gematria 55 in the most pure cipher. So it was possible, but very unlikely. And but yeah, the Saints were the likely winner there. Now in the divisional round last week, you only had 4 games, but I want to show you how messed up this stuff is. Part of the reason we also thought the Saints would beat the Bears is because we really liked the Rams and the Packers to play each other. Goff versus Rodgers, the two Pac-12 quarterbacks on the Packers field. Because remember, the Pac-12 resumed football on the day leaving 55 days left in the year, and the year of the NFL season concluding with Super Bowl 55. And as you'll recall, the Pac-12 championship was Oregon versus USC. Oregon upset USC. Notice how Oregon Ducks is 51 in the most pure cipher. They drop USC to 5-1, and there were 55 points scored in that game, 51 days before Super Bowl 55, and Super Bowl 55 is the 51st in the modern era, and that's why it's in Tampa, which is 51, and that's why they got Carl Sheffers, number 51, reffing the game. They also, what's her name? Sarah Thomas, first woman? I think that's what her name is. No, I screwed up her name. Sarah Thomas. No, whatever the female ref's name is who's working the game, it doesn't even matter. Her name's 101, and her birthday is the day leaving 101 days left in the year. Anyway, but we really liked the Packers and Rams to play each other, and the games had to go the way they did for this matchup to happen. The Rams, when they came into this game, they were 11-6, right? And Packers is 116, like 11-6. But here's how messed up it all is. This is how sick it all is. Earlier this year, you had the death of the WWE star Animal, or Road Warrior Animal, whose son, James Laurinaitis, played for the Rams. And look at this guy's name, Joseph Michael Laurinaitis. Look at this. Joseph Michael Laurinaitis. What am I screwing up here? Or maybe it's his son's name. What am I... Hold on, I'm messing something up. I covered this... I'm screwing something up. Is it his son's name? That's what it is. It's his son's name. His son played for the Rams, right? And James Laurinaitis is 116, okay? Now, from the day that his father died to the day the Rams played the Packers was exactly 116 days later. His birthday was September 12th. He died 10 days after his birthday. Keep in mind, 55 is the 10th triangular number. Wisconsin equals 55. But look at this. From the day that he died, September 22nd, 2020, to the day of that game, which was January 16th, 116, right? 2021, It's 116 days later, right? And if you go back to the NFL week, and we were clued into this before it happened. I think it was, what was it, week 2 or 3? Hold on. It must have been week 3. Yeah, it was week 3. So this is the NFL week after the death of Animal Road Warrior. So we got this idea because we know how they connect the WWE and the NFL. It's all rigged together year after year. The rituals they do are undeniable. But look at this. The road animal teams were the Dolphins and the Bears, right? So you start off the week, and we were thinking, watch, road animal teams are going to do good. So Dolphins win, Bears win. That's 2 wins, right? Notice how the Rams lost, and his son played for the Rams. So 2-1 for road teams, right? Hold on. We got to find our next animal team. Bengals. Oh, this game didn't count. It was a tie. Texans aren't an animal. Panthers won. Panthers. So road teams 3-1 on the road. Lions on the road won 4-1. And hold on. One of these teams is an animal, and I'm tripping. Or maybe that's what it was. Maybe that's exactly what it was. Okay, never mind. That's what it was. The road teams with the animals went 4-1 minus the one that tied, so that's just null. You wouldn't lose your money on that. But we had a feeling that the road animal teams would really represent, so they went 4-1, right? And the only one who lost was LA, and LA is 41. You know, just like Kobe Bryant, dead at age 41 in LA. And notice where their season ended, against Green Bay, right? The Rams. They were the only team who lost that week that were a road animal team. And again, that wrestler, his son played for the Rams. But then that's what we were saying last week. It's like, you know, this is the end of the road 116 days later. This is how they do it. This is how scripted it is. This is how sick and ritualistic it all is. It's just like Aaron Rodgers' GM who drafted him, Ted Thompson, dead at 68 before the conference championship. Championship equals 68. He died on 20/1. Aaron Charles Rodgers, his full name equals 201. He died 49 days after Aaron Rodgers' birthday. And again, I'll just show it all to you. Aaron Charles Rodgers, 201, dead on 20/1. Aaron, 49, dead 49 days after Aaron Rodgers' birthday. Ted Thompson, also 49. And notice the 50 as well, because you could say he died 49 days after Rodgers' birthday, or you could also say he died on Rodgers' 50th day of his age. But NFL's also 49. You know, they call it America's game, America 49. The nation's capital, Washington 49. So, again, Animal Road Warrior, from his death, which was synced up with the Rams season, which was synced up with a number of rituals, you know, it ends 116 days later against the Packers 116 on January 16th. You know, and they came in 11-6. This is how they do it. This is how messed up it all is. You know, this is more than just about fun and games and winning money off bets. It's about seeing how sick this is. Do you really want to go out and spend money on tickets for a league that operates this way? Do you really want to buy jerseys of these players? You know, that someday will be offed by the same code? Because that's how it is. That's how it is. Now, this Bills-Ravens game, this game was on the 16th, and you couldn't have had more 16s. Remember, the Bills got their 15th playoff win the week before over the Colts. In this game, the Bills got their 16th playoff win. Allen got his 16th home win on the 16th. And Lamar Jackson stayed on 16 away wins, and the Ravens stayed on 16 playoff wins. So 4 16s said the Bills would win this game. And I wish my dude out there in Baltimore had listened and taken the 20 G's, but, you know, they'll always be next time. But, yeah, this was a solid riddle here for the Bills. And let me think. The Ravens had come into this game 7-2 before they lost. 7-2. They'd come in 7-2. Buffalo Bills has that 72. And you see also the 117. Harbaugh came into the game 11-7 in the playoffs as a coach. So those were also some nice connections that they would face each other the next week. And so anyway, Bills took it in the Big 16 riddle there. And yeah, the Rams also, by the way. The Rams, they came in 5-4 away because they'd become 5-4 by beating Seattle the week prior. They fell to 5-5 in Wisconsin, which equals 55. And then the other thing is what is it? Green Bay, Wisconsin, or is it Lambeau Fields? One of the two. It's Green Bay, Wisconsin's 257. That's the 55th prime number. Might be some riddles in UFC 257 tonight. But then the Browns and Chiefs. I mean, this game was a no-brainer. The Browns came in 6-3 because they become 6-3 away by beating the Steelers the week prior. They fell to 6-4. That's a huge number with the Chiefs. Again, Kansas City Chiefs is 64. Last year, the Super Bowl was synced up with Doug Williams' 64th birthday and Joe Montana's 64th birthday. Of course, Joe Montana played for the Niners and the Chiefs. Joe Montana equals 54, Super Bowl 54. Doug Williams was the first black quarterback to win a Super Bowl. But the other big thing it was synced up with was, again, Patrick Mahomes beat Len Dawson's 1964 touchdown passing record exactly 64 weeks before the Super Bowl. And if you count up the Chiefs' points scored in the 3 Super Bowls they've been in, they've scored 64 points in Super Bowls right now. They scored 10 points in Super Bowl I, 23 in Super Bowl IV over the Vikings, and then 31 last year. And Chiefs alone is 31. And what else is a trip is if you write out 49ers, it's 64 in that same cipher and 62. The Chiefs have allowed 62 points in Super Bowls right now. So, 64 scored, 62 against. And so anyway, the Browns fell to 6-4 away at the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs also became 7-2 at home. The stadium names can definitely matter. Arrowhead Stadium is 72 in the most pure cipher. You might recall 2 years ago when Brady won Super Bowl 53, he got his 99th career away win in Arrowhead Stadium, and that was the 99th NFL season. Patrick Mahomes' full name, whatever it is, like Patrick Levon Mahomes, the second or third, whatever his full name is also 99 in the most pure cipher. And if you guys don't know this, the history of the United States of America, watch this. Throughout the United States of America, it's 99. The U.S. was named that on September 9th, 9/9/1776. And New England, think about it, New England, right? New England equals 99. You think about like the settlers in America coming over, genociding the natives. So for the 99th NFL season, Tom Brady, beats the Chiefs in their building. Again, this is how they do it. This is the symbolism, the rigging. And it just goes on year after year. And then the Bucks and the Saints, honestly, so, there were a lot of numbers for the Saints in this game, but I told people, I said, you got to write it out with the Bucks, man, because like we told you, what are they called? The Tampa Bay Rays, they beat the Boston Red Sox in Boston 17-8, 178 days for the Super Bowl, and the Boston Bruins beat the Tampa Bay Lightning in the only game they won in their playoff series 168 days before the Super Bowl. And notice how Massachusetts is 168. And so is Boston Bruins, 168. And again, that just told me that the Bucks are going further than the Saints are in these playoffs. So that's how they do it. That's how they do it, you guys. And, it's the same thing in all of the world of sports. Like, have you guys noticed how every year that, except for the year where Steph Curry's out with his fake injury, they always have LeBron and Curry play on Martin Luther King Jr. Day? Again, the two guys born in the same hospital. Again, this knowledge is so valuable. I've told you guys like a million times that 114 is the LeBron James number. So this game was on Martin Luther King Jr. Day, right? MLK killed on 4-4. Look. Again, LeBron James just won the finals last year, 114 days after the real King James's birthday, which is June 19th. June 19th can be written 619. 619 is the 114th prime. But this is why they always have LeBron going on, and they call him the King, right? But they always have him playing on Martin Luther King Jr. Day. And look at this, Martin Luther King Jr., 114. So if you bet $100 on the Lakers, they paid, not on the Lakers, on the Warriors. The Warriors paid $350 if you bet $100 on the Warriors. They paid 3.5 to 1 in this game. I mean, really great odds. And again, I teach about MLK and the rituals with his numbers all the time. He was killed in 68 on 4-4, right? So you had to be watching out for the 68s on MLK Day. Basketball 68, so the Bulls get to 6-8 on MLK Day. The Heat became 4-3 at home. That's not exactly an MLK riddle, but the Heat like that number. Miami Heat's 43 in the most pure cipher. This is the kind of stuff you look out for. The Nets love Kevin Durant and his big 74 rituals. Kevin's 74, so not a surprise here. Plus the Bucks love 34, like how Giannis wears 34. Bucks 34, Kevin 74. Didn't Durant and Harden combine for the 74 points there when they re-linked back up? And Grizzlies did get the 3-5 at home. That's the Suns' number. I wouldn't have been crazy about that game, though. I would have had my doubts about that one because Suns are the better team. But, Portland falls to 4-4, making too much sense on MLK Day. Again, the man killed on 4-4. Portland's 44, and its nickname Rip City's 44. Again, you just got to look for these riddles on MLK Day. The Orlando Magic falling to 6-8. I mean, no-brainer right here. Orlando Magic 68, basketball 68, MLK killed in 68, plus New York got to 7-8 at home. And again, that's just how this knowledge is, you guys. And some days are better than others because there's very repetitive rituals. So what I just taught you, I mean, if you're new here, write it down in a notebook. MLK Day is going to roll around every day of your life. Can be your favorite day to bet basketball. They do the same stuff every year, you guys. Every year they just slap you in the face with it, And the Lakers, I love how the average score was 114 points, but just the NBA and 113 all the time, I mean, it just never ends. The National Basketball Association, 113, right? Michael Jordan, 113. Kobe Bryant, 113. The only team in the league, 113. Utah Jazz. Kobe and Michael have the history with the Utah Jazz. Remember when the coronavirus pandemic locked down the NBA last year on March 11th, 11/3? Coronavirus pandemic, 113, and it was blamed on Rudy Gobert of the Utah Jazz. This whole stuff's a joke. And if you go back and look, from the day that the season began to the day they locked down the season was the 142nd day of the season. Coronavirus 142. That's why we predicted this year the top NFL team would have a 14-2 record in the regular season. It ended up being the Chiefs. And 142 has been all over in sports this year. A lot of 142 rituals in sports. But again, you guys, this knowledge is paramount. And if you want to see what we did today for the conference championship games, you're welcome to check out the Patreon page. It's patreon.com/Zachary K. Hubbard. Did a long live stream. It's almost 4 hours long. You don't have to watch the whole thing. If you don't have time to watch the live stream, you can just come read the notes. All the crucial information's right here in the notes. And again, you'll see what they like to do with the NFL and WWE. So that's there. And just to give a shout out, one of my best students, Victor, he's trying to build up his own YouTube channel. Hey, that's weird. I was already subscribed to his channel. Unsubscribe me. But Victor, that just shows you, man, they're already unsubscribing people from your channel, and maybe that's why your subscribers are so low. Again, they do not like that we put out this knowledge. Victor is somebody who studied for me for years. He has his own Patreon page too. Please support him, Mr. Period Futures, no space. He's a good guy. He's got a daughter, He's a family man and a very good researcher. He's even more thorough than me. He's more thorough than me. He still has the patience to watch the sports games. I can't watch the games without getting a migraine. I can't. But, come support Victor. He's doing great work. He's got his own Patreon page. He's putting out videos for free. I'm sure if he gets more subs, he'll be more motivated to put out more free videos. He said he'd like to get to 1,000 subs because then it allows you to live stream. And he'll get more active. So you guys want more people out there doing this knowledge, putting it out, go out and support Victor, Mr. Futures. Jeremy White, brilliant. Or hold on. What happened to Jeremy's page? I swear I had Jeremy's page up here. Where did he go? This is Jeremy's page. JHW3D. How am I getting unsubscribed from everybody? Jeremy, he's been with us for years. Jeremy found me the season of Super Bowl 50. He found me in October when I said the Super Bowl would be the Broncos over the Panthers. Von Miller would be the MVP. It had everything to do with what was going on in the news. Jeremy won something like $15,000 on a small parlay. He didn't have to bet a lot to win $15,000. He's been with us ever since. And now he's making his own content. He has great eyes, makes a lot of important documentation. And last year, him and I actually got to watch the Super Bowl together in Louisiana. We were out there educating about all the people who were off for LSU's championship. And we were in the Manning's bar down there. And we were nervous at the end, man, because it wasn't looking good for our Chiefs. You know, I like the Chiefs to beat the Niners last year. They did beat them, but man, it was not looking good when that late interception got thrown. And it just reminds you how they script these games. They make them exciting. They put you in suspense. They like the drama. And but yeah, support these gentlemen. And Jeremy has also put together a really good tutorial for how to bet online with cryptocurrency, with cash, what websites to use, strategies. He's teaching Gematria as well now. And if you do sign up for my Patreon page, you know, you'll find the links to some other gentlemen who also do great work, who are also students who've been with us for years. Rod, Victor, and Martin. And if Rod and Martin want to get in touch with me and let me know what their YouTube channels are, I'm happy to promote those as well. But yeah, you guys, I mean, we really are perfect in the NFL playoffs. We've dominated sports for years. I don't know why you'd want to continue to sleep on this knowledge. If it's unbelievable to you and you think it's all a coincidence, you know, I can't help you. I realize that most of the people in this nation are very low-functioning people, chemically dumbed down, made retarded in the schools that are meant to retard you. And I'm sorry if you're one of those people. It's too bad. But sports are obviously rigged. You got to be brain dead to not know that. And if you want to know how they're rigged, we're showing you. So I'm going to leave it there for now, Truth Seeker. The link for the Patreon's in the description. I'll put it as the top pinned post, as well as the links to Victor and Jeremy. And again, my Patreon page is my name. It's patreon.com/Zachary K. Hubbard, but I'll put the links right there. So until next time.